Hello, it's Ari from Ari's Tech Channel, and I'm back on this because I have created a dialogue system, and it is so complicated. So let me just show it off first. Let's play the game. I've created a second character because I decided to challenge myself, and it was extremely hard as expected, but I got through it and made a lot of updates and optimization. But yeah, I had a bit of trouble with the sprite overlapping thing, but thankfully a guy in the comments really helped me out. So yeah, and also we now have press E popping up, and it has an actual animation, but I couldn't figure out how to make the animation happen when you walk away. And then if you press E, it pulls up this. First of all, it has an open animation which slightly hovers the text box, and I've created custom things. And the thing is, it is so easy to change this. So the next one is goodbye. Let's change it to rare or whatever it is, and let's change his name to the other character, which named is Andy. He. Let's try this. Oh, maybe I need to do this again. Yeah, look, Andy he. See, it's so easy. I'm not gonna even try that. I just have to stop the game. So yeah, it is hard to do this, to say the least. Don't worry about the collision. It's just some images were off because he has a hair thing that sticks out farther than his body. But yeah, that was so hard. I managed to get the dialogue box done this morning, but then I went to but then I had to create another character because I wanted to challenge myself, and oh my god, I decided to call him Fred, because why not? I had to create two movement scripts, movement NPC Fred and movement NPC Andy. I have to create another script for this, and this is the dialogue script. It uses scriptable elements to do this. But yeah, I actually added this in less than 10 minutes, the image thing. I just have to create an image thing beside. I am not even going to try to show you the code. Half of it is my code that from last week, and I don't even know what it does. All I know is that I was experimenting and it ended up working. First of all, Fred, very simple. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go through this entire thing. Okay, this is gonna take ages, so sit back if you are a coding nerd and enjoy. So, first of all, we create a dialogue. So actually, best place to start would be the dialogue script, which basically is the whole basis of the dialogue system. So it's just a scriptable object for and it creates a name. So that's where the top of the dialogue box is the name, and then the image, which I've recently added. I've made the sentences, so it's an array, a string array. So that's how you get so many sentences all packed into one. And that's just the size. So 3 rows, each with 10 characters in it or something. And then next we have Andy, which is the first NPC I created. So public dialogue, of course, because it's dialogue. Add public game object press E Annie, which is the press E animation, so that you know to press E. If player dot press E Andy, then set. So basically that means if the player gets close to Andy, then we will activate the Then we're going to activate the press E animation, which will open it up. And then if it's not close to Andy or it's exiting, then it will set it to false. And then this trigger dialog again, because I don't think I ended up using dialog trigger. But find objects of type dialog manager and start dialog. So let's head to dialog manager. This is a big file because it has a lot of stuff in it. So dialog manager, first of all, it takes a lot of inputs. Ending converse is the basically if the conversation is ending, then it will set that to true, and it's static so that you know when the conversation is ending. Name text, which will be the top of the dialog box, and then the actual text, you know what that is, and then the image. That's what the image is, which I recently added. Private queue string sentences. That's the sentences that you've entered. And then animators, it's just animations. And then the typing speed, so we can turn that up and down however we like to make it type faster. So, first of all, we're going to create the sentences. And we're going to do a lot of this stuff. I do not want to go through it all because it is very complicated. If you want to go through it in detail, check out Brackeys tutorial on dialogue systems. That's basically my base for all of this. Then we're gonna go to player, which has to be the biggest script I have. And I had to create this all by hand. This doesn't involve the movement, by the way. The movement's a separate script entirely. That's it there. But collision2.gameObject.name. So basically, on trigger enter or on trigger stay, which basically how as long as you stay in the trigger, then it will run. So we're going to activate this because we want to head to updates because there's something we can't do in here. So we head to here, we check if collision, and we do a bunch of stuff to basically when you click it, it will open up the thing and start the animation. And that's what everything else is. If it's Fred, then it will do the same thing, but it will open up Fred's thing instead. And then we had Fred, which basically is the same thing as Andy, but Fred, of course. Okay, that is a lot of stuff. Hi, future me here. So the source code will be in the description, and along with the itch.io page, it'll be the same tutorial as last time to install it, and you get to play the game.